Well, g'day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Collegians Sporting Complex for this New South Wales Cup game between the St George Illawarra Dragons, fighting for a top 5 spot. They're up against the West's Magpies in this one. The Magpies sitting down at the bottom of the ladder. So you'd expect the Dragons to walk away from this one victorious, but it's certainly no gimme. The Magpies coming into a little bit of form last week. They took on the Roosters, who are second last, but they beat them 44 points to 4, and a name that Dragons fans will be familiar with in Jaden Sullivan. Had a bit of a blinder, scored a try, I think set up 3 or 4 as well. And pretty good all-round performance. It's not a game we can take lightly. It's not a game we can afford to lose if we are serious about playing finals in 2024. It should be a good contest. Looking forward to bringing it to you. Not too far away from kickoff. Let's have a look at the teams. The Dragons, this is how they line up. Laikan King Togia is at fullback with Sione Finau and Savelio Tamale on the wings. Jackson Sherab and Ben Johnson are the centres. Farmanu Brown and Jonah Glover are the halves pairing up front. This is where there is a change to the lineup named on Tuesday. Viliami Fafita is in the front row, but Michael Molo will start the game in jersey 15. Connor Mollison is the 9. Back row, Dylan Egan, Dan Russell and Ryan Couchman. The bench now, Haley Finau, Alec Tuatavake drops back to the bench alongside Josh Corrich, and Loco Tonga is in jersey 17. Looking forward to seeing that young Tyro out on the park as well. Declan Purcell is the 18th man if he is required. He's in jersey 19. The Magpies, they are 1 through 18 completely unchanged. Heath Mason at fullback. Alamalo is on the wing alongside Sakuru. Stafford Toa and Josh Politi are the centre pairing. Brent Naden is the 5'8" alongside Jaden Sullivan. Up front is Johansson and Laulili. Valavatu is the 9. Ruben Porter, the man blamed by Benji Marshall for their loss last week, is in the second row alongside Broadalo and Matamua. Their bench, Declan Casey, Charbel Tatapale, Vaihu and Aho with Josh Finau, the man that is named as 18th man. Not too far away from the side, taking the field in this game. And just go around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions. A game played earlier here at Collegians. Saw the Dragons walk away victorious in the Jersey Flegg game against the West Tigers, 28 points to 22. It was it was a bit of a thriller, really, in the end. The Dragons controlled it for most of the game, but it led 24 points to 10 with about 13 minutes to go and almost found a way to get beat. The Tigers kept coming, got it back to 24-22 with still 6 minutes left on the clock. So a 10th finish to that one. But Dragons flyer Jesse Williams diving over to score a try late to get the Dragons home, keep their Jersey Flegg finals hopes alive. And the New South Wales Cup team, they are looking to do the same here today. In the other New South Wales Cup game going on, there was about 30 minutes left last time I looked, and the Panthers that were leading the Blacktown Workers Sea Eagles 26 points to 18. I might just go over, have another look at the score in that game. It looks like the Panthers have run away with it. The Sea Eagles got out to a bit of a lead in that game, but now it is 38 to 18 in favour of the Panthers over the Sea Eagles. With what's that? About 17 minutes, 16, 17 minutes still remaining. We'll try and keep you up to date with that as we go along. But both teams are out on the field. Let's cross over and have a look. So the Magpies, they will kick off. The Dragons will get first use of the ball in this all-important clash. The Dragons starting favourites against the bottom of the table Magpies. Still should prove to be a testing encounter. They've got some good players in their team. A must-win for the Dragons. Mason to kick off for the Magpies. And we are a go. It looks like Viliami Fafita will get first carry for the Dragons. And he leaves one on his backside straight away. Kitlau Lily, I don't know whether we want to stand in front of Viliami Fafita too many times based on his first attempt. Now they bring it forward through Molo, followed up by Couchman. So the three middles having the first three hit ups, doing a bit of damage. Slow play the ball though. On that occasion, Michael Molo tips that one out to Glover. Glover goes a bit wider. Stepping back infield, running out of room. There in the end is Togia. Second run of the set for Michael Molo. Picked out an offside runner. And a good set to start with for the Dragons. A bit up and under there for Glover. Doesn't get a lot of territory. It's allowed to bounce. It bounces kindly for Mason. Complaint from Jaden Sullivan about tackling in the air, but I don't think that applies after the ball's bounced, mate. So now the Magpies get their first use of the ball. Sakuru, he'll look to set a nice platform for the Magpies. It's now with Toa. Plenty of NRL experience for him. They get up towards the halfway line on their first set. Now allow Lily. Well, he gets bent over backwards. He got knocked on his backside with his first attempt at a tackle, and Colin Mullison bends him over awkwardly with his first carry as well. He's being dominated early on here by the Dragons. Savelio Tamale stands in a tackle. He's been a real tackle buster for the Dragons all season. Doesn't break a tackle there, but certainly made himself difficult to put down. It's Jackson Sherritt. Comes in for a run. Pass across the face. Goes out now with Finau back from injury. His first game back. Good to see him fit. Dylan Egan works down a short side. His first run, plenty of metres, gets some assistance there. Connor Mullison saw some danger of him being pushed towards the sideline and shut it down quickly. Viliami Fafita looks to straighten off the inside pass from Glover. Up over the halfway line. Again, they can't get him to the deck. Mullison looks one way, goes the other. Brown, he'll go to the line, throws what looked like a forward pass. There's play on, though. Out to Tamale. Tamale comes back infield. Tamale finds some room. Now he looks to put a kick in. He busts through one tackle, two tackles. Back to Brown. Brown, he's going to kick over to the other side of the field. Can Finau get to it? I don't think he can. Taken there. I think he was straddling the in-goal area, was he? They're going to say out to the 20. He was straddling the try line. It was Alomalo, and they come out to the 20 for the restart. But exciting play. Running it on the last. Farmanu Brown saw an opportunity out wide. Throws the pass out to Sherrod. He put Tamale away, who was good. He was difficult to put down. But the second kick. Well, actually, the first kick, the only kick from that play was from Brown, and it was a little bit too deep. Didn't allow Sione Finau time to get through and contest. And was taken in the in-goal area. Now a penalty compounds things, as the Magpies will go on the attack. So they get their first real opportunity. Sullivan goes towards the middle. They look to set things up. Michael Molo, Ryan Couchman, the defenders. Now with Matamua. Turns that one underneath to Porter. He drags a couple towards the line before eventually he's put down. Fafita and Molo in there. They go across the face, Matamura again. Sullivan gets it out to Mason. Mason comes back infield. Runs into Couchman. The Dragons' defence holding solid for the time being. Out the back, Matamura. He's been busy as a ball player. This time goes as ball runner. And he's squashed by Ryan Couchman. Getting late in the count. Goes to Sullivan. Sullivan, great face ball. Felidi, though, put it down. As he he gets up, plays the ball, tipped on. There's a touch there. There's a couple of touches. Knock on first one against the Magpies. Well, that was a beautiful piece of ball play from Jaden Sullivan, but the Dragons' defence was rock solid. Josh Felidi could have easily sliced through that hole, ran a good line. And the Dragons' defence holds on grimly. Now we get the ball back and a chance to bring it out of our own end. Work down a short side again with Egan. Egan again picks out Kit Lalili, who he seemed to be absolutely bullied in the early going in this contest. Again, getting bumped off the tackle. I don't know whether he was onside. Maybe he got called off as well then. Couchman catches out at speed, looks to use some late footwork at the line, tries to find his front for a quicker play the ball. Now with Fafita. Fafita's had some damaging carries early. Gets the pass around the corner. It sits there for Glover. Now they get it out to Johnson. Benny Johnson away. He's got runners inside and out. He goes inside. And a try. The lifetime King Togia. The Dragons are off and running. He brings it around the dot down under the sticks. And the first try 6 minutes into this contest. That's the Dragons leading 4-0. Kick to come on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Well, a great bit of play. Viliami Fafita has caused some headaches here early on for the Magpies. When you watch on the replay, he'll just stand in this tackle. 1, 2, 3. Gets the pass around the corner. Dylan Egan did well not to get his hands in the way. Good little tip on from Lycon King Togia, and Benny Johnson summed up the situation perfectly. Finds his fullback backing up on the inside. And comes around to improve the position. So the Dragons will play from in front. They lead 4-0 with the kick to come. It was a bloody nice try, Dom. Tom Williams says bloody nice try. A great way to start there for the Dragons. They've looked a better team early. They've withstood the first chance the Magpies have had, looked good defensively, and have now struck the first blow in this contest. Lisa Marie Cooper echoing the same sentiments. Nice try indeed. Now the kick from right in front. Should be able to knock this one over. Looks like Farmanu Brown with the goal kicking duties. Moves in. Raises the flags. And the Dragons lead 6-0 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. We are 8 minutes in to this contest. We have another look at that try. Again, Viliami Fafita. Been very good, but with some nice hands from Glover first of all. Lycon King Togia. Just a great little catch pass to put Benny Johnson away. And the Dragons. I'll play from in front. They lead 6-0. Michael Molo brings it back. And again, a nice strong run. Finding some holes in this Magpies defence. And Viliami Fafita follows up. He has the next run. And again, they're up near the 40-metre line after 2 tackles. Farmanu Brown dummied on the outside. He slipped over. Otherwise, he might have sliced through. They keep working down that side through Russell. Russell picks out Sullivan and runs straight at him. Sullivan makes the tackle, but he'll be laying in the ruck, so there'll be a player short in the defensive line as it comes now for Couchman. Couchman, look at him go. Ryan Couchman with the arm free, looking for a support runner. Decides to hold on to it. A very good set after points. They go down a short side again through Brown. Brown goes to the sky. The Dragons chasing through. It's knocked backwards. That should be 6 more. Jackson Sherritt. He'll hit the deck. We've got another set of 6. It's hard to see the Magpies holding the Dragons out. Brown dummies goes. He probably should have let it sing there. They had the Magpies at 6s and 7s. He takes the tackle though. Plenty up our sleeve. Now it goes to Couchman. Couchman to Fafita. He glides straight through a hole where you could have driven a Mack truck through it. And it is a bloke the size of a Mack truck that goes straight through to score. Viliami Fafita. Well, that was far too easy. Dreadful defence from the Magpies. And the Dragons have opened them up like a can of sardines. Our tail is in the air and we are flying right now. Good try to Viliami Fafita. We go around the grounds courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions in the Jersey Flegg game earlier today. The Dragons beating the Tigers 28 points to 22. And With just about 5 minutes left in the other New South Wales Cup game, it is the Panthers leading the Blacktown Workers Sea Eagles 48 points to 18. But here on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard, because we've only got one sponsor, so we've got to keep plugging them. Complete Warehouse Solutions for all your warehouse solutions. Get in touch with their team. Just look them up on Google. Conversion attempt now for Farmanu Brown after the Viliami Fafita try. 20 in from touch. Should knock this over. Goal kicking has been a bit of an issue for the Dragons in this New South Wales Cup competition so far this year. But this one a pretty easy one. It has been Jonah Glover doing most of the kicking. Brown has taken over here today. He keeps that one nice and low and slices it between the posts. And the Dragons are up 12 points to 0 after 11 minutes. It's been a fast start. And we have another look at this Viliami Fafita try. Just a simple tip on play. Overread completely by Brent Naden. Maybe just Brent Naden didn't want to stand in front of Viliami Fafita there. He went straight through, almost completely untouched. And Don Williams says they're running hard as from that kickoff. A bit of a classic catch. We did well just to secure possession. Lisa Marie Cooper says making great meters. So the Dragons, well, they'll have to work it out from deep inside their own end as the Magpies looking for some sort of response with their defence after a fairly poor start from them. Now Couchman, he tips it on to Michael Molo. Molo, again at Sullivan. They hold him up, get some assistance from Matamua and also Toa. Hands all over the ball from Matamua. Couchman, he takes a run, will stand in the tackle. Well, eventually you would think be allowed to play the ball. Now it goes to Brown. Brown goes to the line, out to Jackson Sherrod. Sherrod just straightens. Well, he wanted to get the pass around the corner to Tamale, but he'd overrun him. So a bit more of a conventional set, this one so far. Jonah Glover will put the kick in from inside the 40, but it's straight down the middle and tipped underneath now for Heath Mason, who looks to take the metres that are on offer before he runs into the shoulder of Couchman. Fafita there as well to put him away. So now the Magpies up towards the halfway line. 3 in that tackle from the Dragons. Dylan Egan, Connor Mullison, Viliami Fafita. Solomon Alamalu takes the carry for the Magpies. Up over halfway. About 13 minutes gone in this one here at Collegians Sporting Complex. Home game for the Dragons. There's 3 games will be played here today. Already the Jersey flag, the Dragons got the win. And the Illawarra Steelers up in a bit later in the New South Wales Women's Premiership. A penalty now though for the Magpies. A high shot there on Lachlan Broadalow. Just falling in the tackle. Well, there's not too much in that really. It slipped up. Maybe a little bit there from Connor Mullison. Penalty sufficient. Well, an opportunity for the Magpies to strike back. Stafford Toller will tap the ball, give it to Sullivan. They look to come towards the middle through Johansson. He's put down. Wrestle to the deck. Matamua. He's been the linchpin for them. Gets the offload away. They run out a little bit of room there. James Valavatu stepping around, couldn't find anyone to give the ball to. Naden goes from dummy half. They get players underneath. You'd think he'd be held up. Not entirely sure that Viliami Fafita was onside. And that's what the referee signals. 6 again here for the Magpies. After the run from dummy half from Naden. Valavatu. He goes to Lau Lilly. He hasn't had the best of beginnings to this contest. Put down by Mollison. Now to Sullivan. Sullivan goes to the line, out to Naden. Naden just tips it on quickly to Porter. The Dragons handle that pretty easily. Benny Johnston turtles around on top. Sullivan, again getting his hands on the ball, but not too much doing. Gets the ball to Johansson. Hit by Couchman and Mulhyson. Tackle completed. Now Naden. Naden again to Porter. Porter, he runs at Glover. It's the player they're trying to target there, isolating the defensive line. They go to Felitti. Nice little step on Glover. Reaches out. I don't know that he's got it down, has he? The referee's going to point to the spot and say that he's planted that in the in goal. Well, I'd be surprised if he held on to this. It's going to make an interesting replay. And Jonah Glover, he's certainly making the case. That ball looked like it had popped out as he desperately tried to get the ball down. It wasn't great defence from Glover. He got stood up. Benny Johnson came across. We'll have another look. Reaches out. Oh, you'd say he held on to it. Maybe a part of the ball touched the grass. So you go with the referee's call. It's a try to the Magpies. Either way you slice it, whether it's right or wrong. And they get their first try. And again, they've been trying to isolate Jonah Glover on our right-hand side defence. And eventually they're able to do that with their classy centre. Josh Feliti's a good player. They just stood him up for it was footwork, not power, that beat Glover on that occasion. Benny Johnson came sliding across to try and help him out, but Feliti was good enough, in the referee's opinion, to get that one to the ground. And the kick from out wide for Sullivan. Magpies are back in this contest. Just over 16 minutes gone. Important kick from out wide. He struck it very nicely, raises the flags. 12 points to 6 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. 16 minutes gone in the first half. Thank you very much for the compliment, RC. Enjoy doing it. It's a bit of fun. See how we go. I'm a dib. Yeah, awesome Origin game last Wednesday. It certainly was. Mo, it was. One of the best Origin games I've seen in a long time. If I'm honest, it was very tough, very hard, very physical. It was a good contest. There's a bit of a mess up there from Mason, and he'll do well just to dive back into the field of play. He made a meal of that. He had about 3 or 4 goes at it as Sakuru is picked up and driven sideways. Well, the Dragons looking to make a response straight away with their defence. So how the Magpies sort of got themselves back in this contest after giving up the first 2 tries fairly meekly. And the Dragons started trying to respond in the same way. And they worked through the middle. Good shot there from Dan Russell with first contact. Ryan Couchman comes in to make sure there's no post-contact meters there. So they get to their kick with Sullivan, kicking it from deep inside his own territory, down the throat of Savelio Tamale. We just have a bit of a pause in the action. Here we go. We're back and going. Tamale's kick return. We're back in like I'm King up. Jackson Shearer. And Shearer's put down about 40 metres out from the Dragons line as Viliami Fafita. Another good, strong carry up. And an error. They've ruled as a strip. There's certainly a few hands on it. And there you see it's ripped out. I think it might have been the number 9, James Valavatu, just got his hand underneath the ball as he got bumped off, ripped it out with the hand. Well spotted by the officials on this occasion as the Dragons, they'll have a great opportunity now. Viliami Fafita. He's been very good early, scored a try. There's been a real handful, had a hand in the first try as well. Creating a line break. It's now Ryan Couchman. He stands in that tackle. It goes to Glover. Glover goes to the line out the back. King Togia goes out to Johnson. Johnson to Finau, and Finau will finish. That's classy from the Dragons. Sione Finau dots down in the corner. It was great shape. There was some nice ball playing. I like the way Jonah Glover squared up the shoulders. Like King Togia did everything he had to do. And Benny Johnson held it up just long enough to give Sione Finau enough space to score in the corner. The Dragons, they're back to a 16-6 lead with a kick to come on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. We have a look at this replay. Like on King Togia, it wasn't great defence. Josh Politi was a long way in field unnecessarily. It was well read. Well read by Lycon King Togia. Picked the right option with the pass out the back to Benny Johnson, who sets up his winger beautifully. A 16-6 lead. And kick from out wide for Farmanu Brown. The chance to take us back to that 12-point margin we had not that long ago. Points coming pretty easily at the moment. Both teams, as soon as they get opportunities, seem to be turning them into points. Difficult kick, though. Brown moves in. That's out to the right. It's going to stay out to the right. So it remains 16 points to 6. On the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard, we're about 20 minutes into this game. We have another look at that try. And you see the Magpie centre a long way infield. Brent Naden had a lot of work to do to try and get across and prevent that try, but was unable to do it. Around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions, the Panthers Seagulls, the other New South Wales Cup game, I think that's full time. The Panthers winning that one 48-18 over the Blacktown Workers Seagulls. As we're back underway here in this one, Viliami Fafita. He must be just about due for a rest. He gets an offload away. Sione Finau will get the team up to the 20-metre line. So Fafita with a couple of offloads, he's really bent the line. He's done his job in his opening stint. Can't be too far away from using the bench. And Fafita has a second carry in this set, had Dylan Egan outside his shoulder, but didn't use him, wants to play the ball. Now Ryan Couchman. He picks out Valavatu, bounces away from him, stands in the tackle, has the arm free, tosses it over the back for Glover. Glover, he sees a little hole and wants to go through it. Brent Naden goes for a ride, then spins around on top. Now Michael Molo. Molo picked up. Well, there's some good solid defence on that occasion from the Magpies. Valavatu involved, and now Glover, he's going to have the kick on the end of it. Dragons chasing through. They'll have the ability to challenge. I think he might have put him into a dangerous position there. Ben Johnson going to be ruled to have taken him in the air. He certainly took his legs out from underneath him. There, BJ. And a penalty to the Magpies. We have a look at the replay. He's coming through. Well, you'd stay his eyes on the ball, but the Magpies player sort of got up above him and didn't time his jump, didn't time the contest, and gives away the penalty. So the Magpies get a little bit of a piggyback out of their own end. And decent field position for them to start this set. On the second tackle, the Matamua, right in the middle of the park. Now to Sullivan. Sullivan gets it out wider to Broadalow. He gets the pass back to Sullivan. Sullivan, they go out towards the wing, bounces away from Sherrod. Stafford tight, though. Doesn't pick up too much extra territory. And Sherrod comes again with some others to make the tackle. They go back towards the middle. They're going to go shift. Goes out to Mason. That's well read by Ben Johnson. Gets up, makes sure he makes the tackle as well. They keep going down that side, though. That's where Johnson just came from. And going through is Brent Naden. He takes on the fullback. Great tackle from King Togia. It will be a quick play the ball. They look around. Feliti's going to put a kick through. They'll get to that, and they'll dot that one down in the corner. The Magpies. Well, they just rolled through there. Brent Naden created the hole. Great tackle from Lycon King Togia, but on the back of that, it was Josh Feliti getting into dummy half, puts a little kick in behind. And the winger, Solomon Alamalo, gets to it before it goes over the dead ball line. No controversy over that one. Good try from the Magpies. They're certainly not going away back in this contest. Josh Feliti having his stay in the game with a try and now a try assist. This is where it all started. Brent Naden, just Colin Hyson, just overread the situation, opened up a bit of a hole. Feliti looked one way, came back the other, and a nice little kick. I was hoping it might be a bit too long, but it holds up nicely. And right in the top left-hand corner of Collegians Sporting Complex, Solomon Alamalo dots down for the Magpies. And Sullivan with the kick from right on the touchline. His first kick was a little bit easier than this, but same side of the field. He struck it nicely. The camera on New South Wales Rugby League TV has the perfect angle on this one, so you'll know pretty early. Moves in, looks okay, looks to be across the face though, and it is waved away. So 16 points to 10 as the points continue to flow here at Collegians. The Dragons with that 6-point advantage. We're about 25 minutes in, 26 minutes in now. So 14 minutes until half time. Plenty of points on offer. The Magpies bring it back from the back fence. A good strong carry. Brown and Russell make the tackle. They look broad low. They try and set the platform. Fighting with Mollison. Made the defensive mistake. Just moments ago. Dylan Egan involved in that tackle. Now they use some quick hands. They get it out wide to Sakuru. Sakuru bounces away from Tamale. And Jackson Sherrod comes across to help him make the tackle. Along with Ryan Couchman, who seem to be everywhere. Alec Tuatavake, he's out onto the field. Must mean Billy Army Fafita's gone off for a breather. It was a very good first stint from him. Sullivan. Good set after points from the Magpies. The kick goes down to Tamale. He tracks the ball back, takes it comfortably. Busts through the first tackle, finds his front, diving on top of him there, Lau Lilly. It's now Sherrod. Sherrod at Valavatu. He holds onto the ball, makes sure he can't get an offload away. Now Sione Finau, one of the Dragons' try scorers. The three of them to start this game. Colin Hyson, he's put down. King Togia, outside inside. Alec Tuatavake, his first run, and that's a good one. Look at it, he's still going. That's 20 metres for the big fella. And a quick play the ball on the back of it. They go to Brown, and Brown goes to the sky on the final play. Sakuru underneath, takes the catch. He's held up. He'll be driven towards the sideline, but he'll stay in the field of play about 5 metres in from touch. Velio Tamale spent as long in that tackle as he possibly could as Mason runs in to Couchman, and also Michael Molo. They hump him to the ground. And the Magpies, they may have gone to their bench as well as Feliti. Now takes it up over the halfway line, put down by Johnson and Molo. Now a carry from Aho up over the halfway line. He's put down. And Sullivan goes right to the line, gives it out to Naden. Naden gives it wide at the Toa to Sakuru. Sakuru, the pass has been called forward, has it, or has a player stepped into touch? I think Sakuru, he might have gone out. You see the quick hands, Toa. And he's already in touch when he gets the ball there, I think, Solomon Sakuru. They hand it over to the Dragons, but certainly firing shots down that side of the field. Dylan Egan has the first carry of the new set. We're about half an hour into this one. The Dragons leading 16 points to 10 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. We go to Alec Tuatavake. Goes between defenders, and again, hard to put down, hard to handle. He absolutely is, Jacob. Not Dan Russell. Jacob Coors saying Ryan Couchman's a bloody workhorse. Yes, he is. He seems to get to both sides of the field to help out wherever he's needed. As we go across now, and a chance for Dylan Egan hitting a big hole. Takes on Mason. Well, he probably should have just tried to run straight over the top of the diminutive fullback. Instead, he takes the tackle. Plenty of tackles up our sleeve still. Glover goes to Brown, and that's read well by Jaden Sullivan. Was up in his face and drives him into the dirt. Now we work the short side. Glover rolls it in behind Mason, well positioned, and Heath Mason wants to counter-attack. He's beaten a couple, and he's chopped down an important tackle. I think it was Jonah Glover, just enough to bring him to the ground before Connor Malison got across to finish off that tackle. Well, the Dragons, they had a chance after the Dylan Egan line break. They weren't able to turn it into points, though. I think that's by hoop for the Magpies out onto the field. I saw Josh Corrich out there for the Dragons as well. So both teams looking to use some of their bench. With Jackson Shearer gets shrugged away by Stafford Toa twice. I think it is Corrich that's come across to finish him off. Shearer's having a bit of a tangle with Toa. He's having a tough time handling him. The Magpies go to the sky. It's the only Finau perched underneath it, takes it comfortably. The Dragons leading 16 points to 10 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. It's Benny Johnson. Well, he's beat 2, 3, stepping, weaving, gets towards the middle of the field, trying to find a hole, a chink, a gap. Can't quite get there. Now Tamale. He comes in to take some pressure off the big fellas. Manu Brown gets into dummy half. And Josh Corrich says, well, I'm not tired. I'm fresh. I'm ready to go. There's his first run and a quick play the ball. Now Couchman. Couchman goes right to the line, stands in the tackle, gets the offload, and now they're away with Finau. Haley Finau out onto the field. Almost going through, created by some second face from Couchman. Corrich, he goes to Brown. Brown across the face to Sherrod. Sherrod around the corner, knocked down by Sakuru and into touch. Well, he had to knock that down or it was try time, you would think, for Savelio Tamale. That all started with a great offload from Ryan Couchman. Because it could have gone the other way with an intercept. So it's a couple of ways of looking at that, but the Dragons will have another chance to attack the line, getting close towards half-time. Josh Corrich wants to have the play to set us up. Backing still towards the line, doesn't want to hit the ground. Stands in the tackle. Finau to Tavake. He also stands in the tackle. We'll play it back to Haley Finau. He goes out the back. King Togia to Glover. Quick hands, goes out. Well, eventually ends up with Tamale, who wasn't expecting it. He beats one, comes back towards the middle of the field himself. Tries to find a hole and does. Oh, yeah. That's brilliant from Savelio Tamale. Just went across field and eventually found the lazy defender he was looking for. Adds another tackle break to his already impressive resume and throws in the slot dive for good measure. Well, this is a replay that I'm sure the Magpies defence is not going to enjoy. That's pretty simple, pretty soft, pretty amateurish defence here from the Magpies. He gets the ball, and there is nothing doing. Just goes across field. Just finds the man that he was looking for. A bit of lazy defence. I'm not sure who it was. Maybe Lachlan Broaderlow for the Magpies. It was just a little bit slow in getting across. The footwork of Tamale was too good for the big man. Slices straight through and opens up a 20-10 lead with a kick to come from right in front. You'd expect Farmanu Brown to make it 3 from 4. Takes his time, moves in. Flags are raised. It is 22 points to 10. On the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard, 35 minutes gone. We'll have another look at this impressive try from Savelio Tamale. Beats one. That's Stafford Toa. And bang, just stepping back through. Ruben Porter was there as well, so it was the 2 second rowers that he went between. Pretty simple, soft try. No, Alec Tuatavake gets to bring it back, gets an offload away, forced a pass out. Well, that wasn't the classiest of plays there from the Dragons, but we've still got the ball, and that's the main thing. Johnson says lazy. Well, I assume you're talking about the Magpies' defence there. I think I've done Lachlan Broaderlow a bit of a disservice. I think it might have been Sione Vaihu was the main player that got picked out as the Dragons looked to go the early shift, and it was on there, and Solomon Sakuru, well, he sticks out the big right mitt and saves a second try. Because the Dragons were away down that left-hand side again. They had big numbers. There was almost a certain try coming. And Solomon Sakura sticks out the right hand, knocks it down and saves the Magpies from further points being scored against them here before half-time. It's a big 3.5 minutes for this game as a contest because the Dragons have an opportunity here to really put this one to sleep before half-time. If we can open up an even bigger lead than 12, it's going to be a long way back for the Magpies. There's Glover going across field now to Brown. Brown as Russell coming back against the grain, but the Magpies hold on. Toa makes that tackle. Haley Finau out of dummy half, caught high, a lazy arm. Just catches him high, gives away the penalty. With 3 minutes until half time, a 12-point lead. I personally wouldn't be looking to push this to 14, but it certainly would be an option going through the minds of some. Now we tap and go. Alec Tuatavake. It's a good aggressive play against a tiring Magpies defensive line. Great opportunity. Josh Corrick picks out a target. He goes towards the line. Puts on the reverse lights and he's not far away by the time they eventually tell him to play the ball. He's wrestling, wants to play it. Gets the pass out now with Glover. Glover out to King Togia. That's well read. They've still got an opportunity. Haley Finau. Well, it looked like they wanted to go the other way. Alec Tuatavake says, well, I'll take a carry in any case. Finau dummy half. Goes out, it's with Brown, for Manu Brown. Does a dipsy-doodle pirouette before he's put down. Jonah Glover, he wants the ball, looking to take control here. He's going to kick to the corner. Benny Johnson climbs high, taps it back to Dylan Egan. Egan, can he get to the ground? He's tipped into a terrible position there, Dylan Egan. And the players come in for a bit of push and shove, but we've got 90 seconds left. We don't want to waste that time with that sort of carry on. It looks like there's going to be nothing come of this. Surely that's got to be a penalty. And Johnson climbs up, knocks that back. Dylan Egan, well, she just definitely tipped beyond the horizontal and no penalty. How is there not a penalty there? I don't understand that. Can anybody in the comments explain why that wasn't a penalty to the Dragons? That was certainly a dangerous tackle for mine and should have been a Dragons penalty. But the Magpies somehow have got the ball. And now Stafford Toa. Toa been their man most likely down that right-hand side, but he comes up with the error. The Dragons will look to counter-attack through King Togia. King Togia's got a little bit of space. He uses his speed. Gets on the outside of one. Beats another. Felidi comes from behind. Felidi's trying to come up with a one-on-one strip, but the Dragons now have an opportunity to attack. Well, that should be 10 in the bin for Josh Felidi. He's held him down. He's come up, ripped the ball from his grasp. And that's got to be a professional foul. The Dragons should have had the penalty for the dangerous tackle. They should have had a player in the sin bin after that dead-set professional foul there from Felidi. And the referee hasn't come up with the right call on either occasion. And now, with the clock counting down to the 40th minute, the Dragons will take the 2 points on offer from about 37 metres out, right in front, to try and give us a 14-point lead here before half-time. Mohammed Dib in the comments. What a shame the club didn't try harder to retain Tamale. For whatever reason, Shane Flanagan just does not appear to be a fan. He's had the opportunity to put him into the NRL side on a couple of occasions, and he hasn't wanted to. He doesn't want him, doesn't want to keep him. And he's got the message and signed a contract with Canberra. You've got to trust in the ability of Shane Flanagan to identify talent. As the kick goes through, raises the flags, and at the penalty goal, we'll see the Dragons go to half-time with a 24 points to 10 lead on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. So they knock over the 2 points eventually. Gary Douglas says the ref needs glasses. Well, he came up with a couple of questionable calls in that opening 40 minutes. And, maybe there was a little bit of fatigue from him as well, getting towards the 40th minute. Not just the players that get tired. As we have a look at this package. Ian Johnson says, are you sure that's not Ash Klein out there repping? Nope. I don't think it is. I don't think he's been dropped to this level after doing the State of Origin games, but I think down at this level, they're certainly they're not better than the NRL refs. They are not as good as the NRL refs, and so you've got to factor that in. Whenever you're sort of watching these sorts of games, these referees are not as good as the ones we see in the NRL, and we complain all the time about the ones in the NRL. So you've got to expect that this sort of stuff is going to happen. We see once again that good try from Savelio Tamale. And the penalty goal at the end gives the Dragons a 24-10 lead. Tries to lock on King Togia, Sione Finau, Savelio Tamale and Viliami Fafita. Well, Solomon Alamalo and Josh Felidi, the try scorers for the Magpies. Around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions in the game earlier today here at Collegians in the Jersey Fleet game. The Dragons winning that one 28 points to 22 over the West Tigers, while the New South Wales Cup game was going on during this one. The Panthers, after trailing early against the Blacktown Workers Seagulls, well, they found a groove about half an hour in. They were down 18-0 and ended up winning 48 points to 18, the Panthers. So a good performance there. We've got a New South Wales Women's Premiership game that is just about to kick off between the Manly Seagulls and the Newcastle Knights. So we'll bring you some updates on that one as we've got it. And it should be some stage early in the second half. The NRL game between the Penrith Panthers and the Dolphins from God knows where. They'll be up in about 15 minutes' time, so that game's not too far away. None of the Panthers' State of Origin players are backing up, so it's an opportunity, I guess, for the Dolphins to get a win against the highly fancied Panthers. The Panthers, maybe a chance for some punters to get some coin in their pockets as well. With the Dolphins, they were pretty long odds earlier in the week. But yet Brian To'o, Dylan Edwards, Isaiah Yeo, Jerome Luai, Liam Martin, none of them are playing in this game. Jack Cole is also out. So it's, Brad Schneider is back though. So, and of course, the return of Nathan Cleary is probably the big story in that one. We are at half time in this game, and it's been a good contest so far between the Dragons and the Magpies. An important one for the Dragons to win. They're up against the last placed Magpies, and they should be able to come away with a victory. You would expect them to be able to win a game like this, but it's certainly been fun so far. 24 points to 10. It hasn't gone all the Dragons' way, but I'd say their forwards have been very impressive, very good. In particular, Viliami Fafita, I thought, was exceptional in his opening stint. Created all sorts of headaches for the Magpies and had a hand in a couple of tries. Everything NRL. Yeah, just checking. Is Jamie Soward on tonight or next week? He's on tonight. So Jamie Soward and Bobby Law will both be joining the panel for a bit of a chat in the lead up to NRLW. So, we'll have Jamie Soward and Bobby Law from 8:30 p.m. tonight, live streamed on all the platforms. We can't seem to live stream to Twitter anymore, unfortunately. You've got to be a verified paid member of Twitter to be able to live stream there now. So unfortunately, Twitter misses out, but that's still on Facebook and YouTube. Trying to sort out Instagram as well. It'll be, now that we can't live stream on Twitter, maybe we'll look at Instagram, but I think they're limited to how long a live stream can go on Insta, but we'll have a look at that and maybe try and get that sorted. To do a bit of a tutorial to work out how to do it. But Jamie Soward, Bobby Law, they are on the Mad Dragons podcast tonight from 8:30 p.m. So make sure you check that out. We'll be talking all things NRLW, and I'm sure we'll chat a bit more about Jamie Soward's career. We have had him on the show before, so check our back catalogue on all the wherever you get your podcast. You can find out our last chat about this time last year with Jamie Soward, where we sort of dove a bit deeper into his career and his past and his 2010 grand final, all that sort of stuff. But tonight will be very much an NRLW preview with the NRLW kicking off this Thursday. Hopefully we'll get a bit of an inside scoop into what that we can expect on Team List Tuesday for the Dragons as well, to see what Sowie is thinking. And looking forward to having them both on and having a bit of a chat there. But the Dragons at Collegians at the moment leading 24 points to 10. And going through some other impressive players. I think that the entire middle has been very, very good. Ryan Couchman has been an absolute workhorse. He's got through a mountain of work. Got some good offloads in him as well. Alec Tuatavako came off the bench and made a bit of a dent as well. I thought Michael Molo did his job. So I think the middle forwards are really setting the platform. Like King Togia, Jesus, he looks such an impressive ball-playing talent. Playing out of position at fullback because the club just doesn't have any fullbacks. Farmanu Brown has shifted into the halves to add a little bit of experience, I think, next to Jonah Glover. Glover is looking a little bit better today. Sometimes I think that he runs a bit too sideways, and he got stuck in that sort of mode a little bit towards the back end of that first half. But there was one try where he really did square up the shoulders, and I thought that was a nice bit of ball playing from him. Jackson Sherab and Savelio Tamalo, they're having a little bit of trouble out on that side, containing in particular Stafford Toa. I think both the centres for the Magpies have looked there most likely. Stafford Toa and Josh Felitti are the two players that look to be causing us the most headaches. And Jackson Sherrod's been shrugged off Toa a few times, and Toa seems to be laughing at him for the most part. So Jacko's got to aim up defensively against a guy that's got plenty of NRL experience and show that he belongs at this level. He's, again, normally a second rower playing out of position, but he still should be able to bend his back and drive his shoulder through the rib cage with Toa at some stage and give him a bit of a rev up, because Toa sort of got the better of him, I think, in that opening 40. Lisa Marie Cooper, Ryan Couchman is very impressive. He is a very good player. I think both the Couchman brothers are very good players, and nice to hear that you've got the alarm set for the Mad Dragons podcast, kicking off at 8:30 p.m. every Tuesday and Sunday. But with the bye week, usually we have a bit of a week off. But this time around, we're getting Jamie Sow, Bobby Law on, so it's fairly exciting to be able to do that, and hopefully you enjoy it. Everything NRL. Yeah. You'll be at the doubleheader in Wollongong next Sunday. Unfortunately, I live in Perth, mate, so I don't get to too many games. I won't be there. I think Jesse is going to be there, though. So one of our other panel members, Jesse, will be at the game. Looking forward to seeing how the Dragons go in NRLW. It should be a good season, and it's a great way to kick it off with a doubleheader. In Wollongong, the Dragons in NRLW and NRL up against the Panthers in the NRL. And I think the Titans in NRLW. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Well, can't be too far away now from the start of the second half. Lisa Marie Cooper said that he'll be there as well, so there'll be plenty of Dragons fans there. I would hope for a big crowd after the performance last week. The kickoff to the NRLW should be a nice crowd in Wollongong to see that one. Big game for the Dragons. I think it's certainly NRL wise. We need to find a way of getting a win. We've got the Panthers. We've got the Storm, and then we've got the Bulldogs coming up in the next 3 weeks. You feel we've got to find a way of winning at least one of those 3 games. So a home game in Wollongong against the Panthers, that seems like one that we will certainly start at long odds. We'll probably start at about $5 outsiders, but it's one that we need to find a way of getting a win in one of those 3 games at least. And Jesse Godfrey confirming that he'll be there. Can't wait. Hoping for a big crowd. Sunday footy at Win. Nothing better. Well, it's certainly right up there. Hearing rumours rather being shopped around for 2025. I think it's bullshit, to be fair. I don't think there's any truth to it. We just re-signed Rubber for 3 years. There's no way. I don't see why he would be being shopped around. The fact is, we have no outside back depth for next year. We probably have a starting team, but if any of our outside backs get injured at the moment, we're looking like we might have to put Blake Laurie on the wing at some stage next year. If we start offloading the little depth that we do have, it doesn't make any sense to me to be shopping Rubber around. Why would we have just re-signed him? We just extended him for another 2 years, not all that long ago, less than 12 months ago. We extended him for another 2 years, and now you're looking to shop him around and get rid of him. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't. And again, where I first saw the rumour is on Mixed Rugby Chat or whatever it's called. I've never once seen Mick be right. She is always wrong. Never have I ever seen her post a rumour that's actually ended up being correct. So I would say I don't think that's happening. I don't think Rob. I think Rubber will still be here in 2025. Right, having some internet issues, but we've got the game back up. Game is back off and running, so we've missed about a minute of it, and it's the Magpies with the ball in the second half. The Dragons leading 24 points to 10. And we're back live with the game. Big second half coming up. And here with Sullivan. Sullivan tips that underneath, and Broadalow puts it down, picked up by Tuatavaka. They're going to call it knock on both ways. First one against the Magpies. And the Dragons will get their first use of this second half. I'm not sure exactly how the Magpies got down into that territory, but looking forward to this second half. The Dragons up 24 points to 10. Tries in the first half to Lakan King Togia, Sione Finau, Savelia Tomale, and Viliami Fafita. The Dragons sitting just outside the top 5 at the moment, in 6th position. They're up against the Magpies, who are down in last in the New South Wales Cup competition. They're coming off a big 44-4 win last week, so they're not quite the easy beats you would expect to be sitting last on the ladder, but leading 24-10, a good first half, and now the Magpies, 1, 2, 3, all offside, says the referee. And we get a penalty and a great chance to go right on the attack. It's Jonah Glover. We kick for the sideline. And a chance now for the Mighty Dragons as Ryan Couchman gets first use. Backs towards that 20-metre line. And Josh Porridge, the ball out in front. Fahamanu Brown put him under a bit of pressure. Sticks the fingers out, reels the ball in. Haley Finau now to Brown. Brown, well, he's always looking to run. Good tackle there from Broadalow. Haley Finau to Tuatavake. Tuatavake, good strong carry again. He finds a knee, wants to play the ball, hands all over it. Goes to Glover. Glover, short ball to Couchman. Couchman tries to fight, grits these teeth, but can't quite make it. The tackle made by the Magpies. Haley Finau works the short side. Dylan Egan won't be stopped. He crashes over, spins over the line, slams it down. First try of the second half. Well, Haley Finau had a look to his right, went that way. Dylan Egan isolated one of the Magpies players one-on-one and was too big, too strong. Well, a good start to the second half. We have another look. Looks like the number 17, Vaka Aho, is the player that Dylan Egan just alphaed. Jesse Godfrey saying in the comments, no win today, which is good. Oh, it depends on who you are. You can use the wind, it can be very effective. I called a game yesterday over here in Western Australia. It was 18 all at half time and finished up 62 points to 24 with the North Beach Sea Eagles using the wind spectacularly well in the second 40. Very high scoring game, that one over here in WA. That's probably the highest scoring game I've ever done. Both teams getting plenty. I don't think either coach would be happy with that. But wind adds another element for sure. But it looks fairly still. You look at the trees in the background. Good start here for the Dragons. Farmanu Brown moves in, puts the kick up and raises the flags. Not a bad strike. Dragons out to a 30 points to 10 lead. Just 5 minutes into this second half, so a great start. Opening up a big lead. Jesse saying very windy in the Illawarra yesterday. Well, it was very windy in Western Australia yesterday too. I know you did have the blackout because you were complaining that you couldn't watch the Roosters Storm game. Actually, wasn't as good a game as you would expect, mate, so you didn't miss too much. The Storm just clinical. 3 players sin-binned in that game. And now the Dragons straight away getting another penalty. Jonah Glover will kick for the sideline. Not able to use any wind, as Jesse's told us. Just kicks it out up towards the halfway line and a chance to go bang, bang. Put a nail in the coffin of the Magpies' day. They're already none from one with the Dragons beating the West Tigers in the Jersey Flegg game earlier. Alec Tuatavake as Brent Naden charges up out of the line but misses the tackle. He stands right on the halfway line like a colossus. Glover to Couchman. Again. Couchman, look at him go. He hasn't had a break. He hasn't had a rest, and he's still powering down the middle of the field. Farmanu Brown dabs one into the corner, chasing through with Dan Russell. They get back and clean it up there. Casey, well, he's tackled about a metre short of his line. It's a pretty good set for the Dragons as Couchman gets up and puts a big shot, a shoulder charge there into Sakura. Sakura stayed down. Well, Ryan Couchman could be in a bit of strife for that. He charged up out of the line looking to put on a shot. Definitely turns his shoulder. No attempt to use the arms. I don't think there's any head contact. I think he's just knocked the wind out of him. But he is calling him out. On report. Penalty given. Well, he may have a bit of a case to answer because he certainly dropped the shoulder. I think that the saving grace for Couchman will be that I don't think he made any sort of contact with the head, so it is just the shoulder charge that he's on report for. Now with Vaihu taking it forward for the Magpies as they look to get themselves back into this contest, down by 20. They need to be next to score. Couchman looking to make amends for giving away that penalty. Rides Aho to the ground. Now Sullivan. He gets the short pass, standing in the tackle now. Here's Vaihu. Now Naden dropping that one in behind. A cruel bounce, but knocked on, I think, there by the Magpies. Well, Valavatu not too happy with the call. Will be a Dragons loose head and feed. Well, it did. Great win by the St George Dragons in the Harvey Norman Women's. Yes, it was, beating the Bulldogs, who were undefeated, and certainly one of the fancies for that competition. 20-14 victories 2 weeks in a row by the same scoreline to make it 2 in a row. Last week we were talking about that historic first ever win for that team, and now they've won 2 in a row, beating one of the competition heavyweights. And they look like they might be a genuine threat in that competition. Jesse pointing out the Steelers in the Harvey Norman Women's straight after this game. That is correct. I've mentioned it a few times as the Dragons come up with an error. With the Panthers earlier big win, we can only go as high as 6th. Well, we're currently 6th, so that's fine. We're already in 6th. And but we've got to stay there. We've got to stay in touch with that top 5. We've got to keep winning if we are to give ourselves a chance of going into the top 5. Now the flick goes, well, there's the Zach Lomax special, goes into the second row of the grandstand with a flick pass on the first play there from Declan Casey. I'm not sure how tall he thought his winger was. And the Dragons, they come from all over, giving high fives. We see Casey looks to use his speed to get to the outside and then just flipped straight over the sideline. Jackson Sheriff, I think it was, that got hold of him. And Loco Tonga with his first run out onto the field. Well, he looks to have got rid of that strapping on the knee, so maybe back to 100%. And it looks like another penalty here for the Dragons. Well, the referee certainly having plenty to say in this second half. James Valavatu wants to have plenty to say as well. And the Dragons leading 30 points to 10 will kick for the sideline. Got a player in front at the moment, so has to have a second go at kicking for touch. Up on our own 40-metre line. Sherrod will tap and they'll go towards the middle with Tonga. Loco Tonga. Pushing towards the halfway line. Put down onto his back. As the Magpies peel out of that tackle. Manu Brown, show, go, almost gets through. Gets ankle tap, gets the ball to Sheeran. He's got players inside, but decides to hold on to the ball. He's put down. Jaden Sullivan comes across and gives him a bit of what for. Dan Russell not too happy with it. The touch judge was fine with it. Now they go across field. Gets out to Johnson. Johnson looks to straighten. Runs into Brent Naden, who makes an important tackle. That was all a little bit too sideways. Nobody wanted to straighten the attack. Glover turns it underneath to Tuatavake. He looks to reset the platform, earn the right to go wide. Stands in the tackle again. They can't get him down. We'll play it back to Haley Finau. He'll work the short side with Egan. Egan's already scored once in this half. Put down and again a slow play the ball. They're going to kick across field. Dan Russell is there. Dan Russell's come down with it, rolls over. Well, the ball's come out somehow and ended up in the hands of Jackson Sherrod, but ruled as a knock-on, though, against the Dragons. We'll have a look at Farmanu Brown bursting into the backfield. Desperation got hold of him. There was a couple of Magpies defending Tamale, so Sherrod decided to hold on to it. And then we'll have another look at the contest here. He's flicked the fingers of Russell and went forward into the Magpies player before ending up in the hands of Jackson Sherrod. I think the correct ruling from the officials on this occasion, but denied a try there. The Dragons, Loco Tonga, involved in that tackle with Corridge and Tuatavake. Some three bench players out there at the moment, as well as Haley Finau. I think all the starting bench players on the field at the moment for the Dragons. As the Magpies work it up over the halfway line, the ball comes across to Sullivan. Sullivan, they tip it out wider to Naden. That ends with Faliti. Faliti runs into Ben Johnson. Johnson's done a fine job out there today. And they come back to Naden for the kick. He's going to look to put up a bit of a tester up into the sun, and King Togia takes it well. Looks to counter-attack, beats one, almost beats a second. It's ridden to the ground by Vaihu. Now they fire one to the middle of the field. Finds Tamale. Tamale gets on the outside of one. Looks to take on Naden. Naden makes the tackle, but he looks dangerous every time he gets the ball. Now with Russell. Russell looks to bounce out of that tackle, put down. Josh Corridge just straight and hard. Now with King Togia, goes out to Egan. Dylan Egan's been heavily involved in the second 40. A little bit of a quiet first 40. Now Glover. Glover will go to the sky. Should be taken easily. I don't think there's going to be any real contest, but Sakura puts it down, and a kick for Farmanu Brown. Well, no pressure on Solomon Sakuru at all. He basically passed it straight onto the chest there of Farmanu Brown. There's a little bit of push and shove. Brent Naden involved. Dan Russell's in there as well. I don't think there's too much in it, and it will be a try to the Dragons. A gift. He does point to the spot there eventually. And Brown, well, he won't score too many easier than that. As the Dragons go out to a 34-10 lead on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. As we have another look at it. Well, there's not too much commentary required. Sakuru just, well, falcons it off his own head and sits up beautifully. Brown couldn't believe his luck as he goes over. Around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions, because as I said, we've only got the one sponsor earlier today. The Panthers beating the Sea Eagles in New South Wales Cup 48 points to 18. And in the New South Wales Women's Premiership, the Newcastle Knights are leading the Manly Sea Eagles 4-0. Well, the NRL game. if you don't want to know the score, turn it down now. But the Panthers leading the Dolphins 6 points to 4. Sunia Taruva with a try, and Hamasai Tabuai Fido, no surprise, he's on the board for the Dolphins. So 6-4 in the NRL game. And earlier today here at Collegians, as that kick is piloted through for a 36 points to 10 lead at the Jersey Fleet side for the Dragons, beat the West Tigers 28-22. But the score here on the Complete Warehouse Solution scoreboard is 36 points to 10. The Dragons over the Magpies. And that one, well, you won't score too many easier than that. Lisa Marie Cooper saying that the call was jinx here. Well, no pressure, had to catch it. Should have caught it as the Dragons thumped that one backwards from the short kick. I'm quite happy to jinx the Magpies though, Lisa. So it's all good by me. I'll try and keep doing it if I can jinx the opposition. Josh Corrick fighting up towards the halfway line for the Dragons. Valavatu gets to tackling 3 times. I'm not sure why. Brown turns it underneath to Dan Russell. Russell's picked up by Sullivan and put down. Haley Finn out. Has a scoot out of dummy half. Does the double pump and goes himself. Held up in the tackle there at Casey, driven towards the sideline, but stays in the field of play. He'll play the ball back to Sherrod. Players all in the ruck. Sherrod goes for a run himself. Looks to get rid of Broadalow, who he does. Back in towards the middle. Vaihu's got hold of him. Plays it back to Finau. Finau goes to Glover for the kick. That one looks like it's spewed off the side of the boot. Not one of his best. Benny Johnson knocks it backwards. Tuatavake knocks it on as well. It's an absolute mess. We're going to say all backwards from the Dragons. They're going to say the Tuatavake one was backwards as well. And the only infringement was a knock-on against the Magpies. You see Charbel Tatapale is blowing up. He's not happy with the call. There's a few of the Magpies having a chat. James Valavatu, not surprised to see him in there chirping, but the decision's been made. The Dragons will get the scrum feed. Everything NRL. Do you think any of these players come into the NRL frame for Plano on Tuesday? Who drops out with Lomax back, Ravaloa or Tuapolotu? I don't think Ravaloa and Tuapolotu are the only options. I think Max Peni is also an option that could drop out. I think it's most likely to be Ravaloa. Tuapolotu plays on the other side of the field to Zach Lomax, so Ravaloa seems the most likely one to drop out. Ben Hunt will come in for Jesse Marski, and I think that'll be the only changes that I'm expecting to see. I don't think any of these players will come into the frame on Tuesday. I think it'll be a straight swap. Lomax in for Rubber, and Ben Hunt in for Marski. So the Dragons work at short side. Well, that's beautiful place. The only Finau. Well, that is execution perfection from the Dragons. From the scrum win, go down a short side. The Magpies players don't know how to count. They couldn't adjust. Nobody got over there. That is way too easy as the Dragons go to 40 points to 10 with a kick to come. And look at them. They're all smiles, the Dragons players. They are flying right now. Haley Finau. They just created numbers. Created the 2-on-1. And Sione Finau goes across untouched to score his second. They're putting on a clinic now, the Dragons. No, saying, do you think the glass houses comment made by Madge at the start of the series rattled Slater and the Queensland team? I'm not sure they thought about it too much at all. I think we made more of it than they would have. I don't think a comment from a coach is going to rattle professional footballers too often. I think Billy Slater made a number of selection mistakes. They were short on size as it was to get rid of Jaden Sewer and not pick David Fafita. I think Billy Slater made some massive boo-boos at the selection table that didn't give Queensland a chance. New South Wales named a far stronger team, a more informed team. They picked better. So New South Wales did a better job. They had a better team, and deserved to win. I don't think it would have mattered whether he made that comment or not. New South Wales still would have beaten Queensland. Conversion attempt waved away. So it's 40 points to 10 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. 19 minutes remaining in this game. Everything NRL. Would love to see you call an NRLW game. Well, I did call an NRL game a couple of weeks ago because can't show the vision of those games. I just showed my ugly mug while I'm calling, but we're looking to do something similar for NRLW once that gets up and running, doing a bit of a dual cast with one of the other podcasts around. But the Magpies get the ball here from the short kickoff. And Josh Corrich makes the tackle there on Heath Mason. Now Tim Johansson, as the Magpies look to add some respectability back into this scoreline. Valavatu goes across. I think that's Matamua. Is it back on the field for the Magpies? Sullivan waiting. Stands, goes to the line. Out the back, Naden. He's put down. Well, there's a bit of pressure on the back of the neck there from Josh Corrich, and he acknowledges it and will go on report for it as well. So could be a couple of Dragons with a case to answer. Josh Corrich there for a crusher tackle. A shoulder charge earlier from Ryan Couchman. So despite the fact that it looks like they're going to come away with a big win, they might be without a couple of these players from the judiciary during the week. As Sullivan goes, Jaden Sullivan. Well, despite the scoreline, he'll enjoy scoring against his old team there. They opened up pretty easily. There, the Dragons. Well, they should know better than to take a dummy from Bud Sullivan. But they all hung off him. He dummied, ran, goes straight over for the try. And Dan Russell, Josh Corrich, well, he'd just given away the penalty for the crusher and was also slow on the inside defence. Sullivan quickly knocks over the conversion. 40 points to 16 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. They got the ball from that short kickoff around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions. Well, everything NRL pointing out that Isaiah Katoa has just scored against his old club. He's a fabulous young seven. So the Dolphins leading in the NRL 12.6. While Manly have gone over a couple of times since we last went around the grounds against Newcastle in the New South Wales Women's Premiership. They lead the Knights 10 points to 4, repeating earlier. The Panthers beating the Sea Eagles in New South Wales Cup 48-18. And the Dragons beating the West Tigers in Jersey Flegg at 28 points to 22. So back underway. I'm saying Karim also in the comments, next year's halves. King Togia looking very good. I think within 18 months, I could see Lycon King Togia taking the place of Kyle Flanagan in that NRL side. A bit of development to go for him. But yeah, he certainly looks very slick in everything that he does. As the Magpies come up with an error, well, that looked ugly for the Magpies. Not one of their slickest plays of the day. And now Loco Tonga stands in the tackle, look to get the arm free. Matamua holds on to him. And then lay all over him and go back through the middle of the ruck. But that's all okay, says the referee. Viliami Fafita's out for his second stint. He'll finish off this last 15 minutes or so. Hayley Finau jumps into dummy half. Plays the ball back. Now with Brown. Brown short ball to Russell. They saw that coming and read it well. Declan Casey makes the tackle with a bit of assistance. Again, Russell, he's still trying to go forward. They're holding on. There's a bit of a wrestle and a cuddle there on the ground. Bit of push and shove now between Russell and Sullivan. Loco Tonga out the back. Glover goes out the back to King Togia. King Togia stepping, weaving, comes back towards the middle, looking for a straight runner. Can't find one, just has to do it himself. He's still going, King Togia. Eventually will take the tackle. Back to centre field, about 12 out. Hayley Finau asks Josh Corrich now to reset the platform here on tackle 5. Let's set something up and have a go. create a contest. The refs let plenty go in the tackle. Glover gets a pass out to Brown. Brown gets it to Tamale. Tamale breaks through 1, 2, gets the pass out. Oh, it hit the deck. I don't know what Farmanu Brown was looking at, but if he catches that, he dives over untouched. Well, Savelio Tamale, he probably could have gone straight over the top of the fullback, to be fair. He just beaten 2 like they weren't there and got himself a double. Decided to go with the unselfish play and set one of his teammates up without having to go over the top of someone. And the ball trickles into touch. No late changes for the Steelers. Looks like they're going to line up on Tuesday. So the NRLW players, Alice Gregory, Carla Cowan, Taylor Curtis, not dropping back this week. So, yeah, no chance for them to fight for that NRLW selection. But I think next Tuesday might be a little different with the players not named in NRLW. You'd expect they will not drop back to the New South Wales Women's Premiership as Mason gets a pass around the corner. Another flick pass to Naden. Josh Corrich comes across to make the tackle. Play the ball back to Valavatu. Now with Sullivan. Sullivan, a chip over the top. Mason chasing through. Needs a bounce. Gets the bounce. King Togia makes the tackle. Flicks up the speculator now with Tamale. Tamale looks up. There's no one in front of him. He pins his ears back. Savelio Tamale and Brent Naden. Tamale and Naden. Tamale looks to step inside. Takes him on. Gives the pass. Now to Sione Finau, who gets a hat-trick. Makes a bird of it, brings it round, and the Dragons do score. I think Sione Finau was letting him know that you would have scored it yourself, mate, but gives the pass to Sione Finau. He scores his 3rd of the afternoon. As the Dragons add another one to the tally, still with 10 minutes left in this game. Aidan Sullivan, well, he got everything he wanted. You see the little flick up could have gone anywhere. I'd be questioning whether there was a knock on there from Tamale before he picked it up. Referee didn't see it. He's missed plenty today. It's nice to see him miss one that goes in our favour. I think he would have got to the line. He would have outpaced Naden and got there, but he didn't think he was going to make it. Tried to stop and beat him and then realised he didn't have to as Sione Finau was backing up on the inside. A fantastic long-range try there for the Dragons as they eye off 50 in this game. Well, that about sums it up. LMC. Woohoo! Yeah! Absolutely. Fantastic rugby league try. Always good to see. Everything NRL asking the question that's been asked a few times in the comments: why did we let Savelio Tamale go? Only Shane Flanagan can answer that question. Shane Flanagan never showed any interest in trying to retain him, as that kick is knocked over. 46 points to 16 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. 10 minutes remaining. Well, I don't know that we've got a shortage of outside backs. We just don't have any in our top 30 just yet. Hayden Buchanan is one that I suppose we could look to upgrade. Jesse Williams is one that we're going to try and we're going to want to try and retain, you would think. So there's a few young outside backs that are coming through. Is it David Arthur? I think played in the Jersey Flegg Grand Final as well. And looks a bit of a talent. So there's certainly some outside backs that are coming through. Just none in our top 30 for so far next year. And so another short kickoff goes the way of the Magpies. They find touch after the ball bounced and travelled 10. So they've got a couple of results from those short kickoffs, but hasn't always worked out for them. Sullivan again goes to the line. Mason sweeping around, looking to use his speed. Armanu Brown does the great work of a teammate sliding across to to help out his centre who couldn't go with Mason for speed. Now the Johansson. Johansson driven back. Loco Tonga's got him. Michael Molo's out there. Connor Molaison back out into the middle as well. Dragons looking for a big finish. The Magpies looking to have a final say in this game as well. Now it goes out to Naden. Naden gets it wider to Felitti. Ben Johnson, he's been up in his face every time he's looked like getting the ball, Josh Felitti. He did score one try. But other than that, he's been very well contained. Pass underneath for Laulili. He's put down onto his back by Mulhyson and Michael Molo. Valavatu to Sullivan. Sullivan double pumped. Gives the second option to Porter. He's fighting with Dylan Egan. Maintains his space at marker. Sullivan looks to roll one in behind. Sits up nicely into the hands of Loco Tonga, who beats one, beats two. Loco Tonga getting up ahead of steam. You love to see it. As the creeper comes from behind, it hits him right in the rib. Right on the hip pointer there, Loco Tonga, and he's got up a little bit ginger after playing the ball. Now Ben Johnson plays it back with Dylan Egan. Egan, he works up to the 40-metre line. Come back towards the middle. King Togia tipping that one on. Michael Molo flung to the turf. Play it back to Mulhyson. Good, strong run from Fafita. He's looking stronger and stronger as every week passes. Steadying. Now Glover. Puts it up high for Mason. Says, do your best. He takes it well. Went towards the sideline. Realised there was nothing doing there and had to come back infield before he's flung to the ground. Everything NRL. You live streaming the next game? No, there is no stream of the next game, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to follow the scores on the New South Wales Rugby League website. Like the plebs we are, the only way to watch that one is if you're at the game. So now the Magpies coming in the final 6 or 7 minutes. It's Naden. They look to go wide. Flick over the top there to Felitti. Felitti knocks it on. Hits the deck. And it's just been that sort of day for the Magpies. 46 points to 16 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. As we wait for this scrum to go down, we'll go around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions. And we'll start with the NRL. Hammer has got a double. Paul Alamonte has another. Panthers in that one. And in the Harvey Norman Women's Premiership, the Manly Sea Eagles, after conceding the first try, they leave the Knights 14.4. So they're the live games going at the moment. As Brown goes across, that ball hits the deck. Someone's going to have to go back and clean it up. Jackson Sherrod makes a meal of it, and the Magpies end up with it. Well, that was one of the worst plays that we've seen from the Dragons today. They've been pretty clinical in this win. I think they'd like their defence to have been a little bit tighter. They've still conceded 16 points today. The Magpies trying to force an offload, and they come up with a knock-on. Losing the ball there. There's Tim Johansson. He throws his head back. He gets a bit of consoling there from his front row partner in Kit Lily. The Dragons will get the scrum feed, and they're just trying to be a bit too loose here at the moment, the Magpies, and they're giving the Dragons every opportunity to raise the bat for 50. Another question about the NRL side. Do you think the backline is very similar? Power running backs needs a mix of power and speed players. Speed players create something out of nothing. I tend to agree with you. I can't remember which commentator it was in our last game said that the Dragons they're the same size right across the field. We are big outside backs. We are big in our second rowers. Everybody's the same size. In fact, our smallest players are probably our front rowers. The Savelio Tamale, again, beating 2-3. Tamale bounces away from another, gets an offload through to the middle. Who wants it? Coming through, picking it up is Brown. No, he doesn't pick it up. He's knocked it on. I think we do need some speed, but Shane Flanagan seems quite happy with the power game that we run at the moment. And doesn't seem too bothered by the fact that we've got a lot of big outside backs that are laying a good platform for us. I think it is important in the modern game to have that. Well, it's been a sloppy finish to this game from both sides, to be fair. The Dragons are trying to throw the ball around and have some fun, and the Magpies are doing a bit of the same, and it's creating errors from both sides as they force unnecessary passes. I would like to see the Dragons be a bit more clinical in this last 10 minutes or so, but they've been a little bit loose themselves and gone away from what's worked for them as Naden goes across to Sullivan to Fellini. Oh, no, it's not. Here we go. A fourth try is coming. They're not going to catch Sione Finau. He pins his ears back. Naden shows good speed to try and go with him. He is the intercept. King Sione Finau, and he's got 4. Welcome back, Sione Finau. He's returned from injury. He's stretching out the calves. He's feeling the pinch. He hasn't played in a few weeks, been out with that, I think, a hamstring injury. Well, the hamstrings got tested out there as the Dragons race the back. They've got 50. We'll have to see where he ended up with the ball here, Sione Finau. I didn't see it on first look. Oh, the pass didn't end up in the hands of Fellini at all. He never touched it. So it was straight from Sullivan to Sione Finau. Good speed from Brent Naden, because Sione Finau is genuinely quick. But he's got himself 4 tries here today. That's Sione. And great to see him back in the red V after a period out injured. And not a bad tester there for him in the 78th minute to show that he is back to full fitness and available for selection. He's made a case for himself, and there's he's let Shane Flanagan know that he's back, ready, and available. Everything NRL. How is Nathan Cleary going in his return? I'm watching this game, mate. I wouldn't have a clue. And Johnson saying Brent Naden is on the outer at the end of the season. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think he's obviously clearly got some speed there. I don't know that he's helped Jaden Sullivan out too much in the halves here today, though. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Happy to do it until, I inevitably get in trouble from the New South Wales Rugby League, but we'll keep doing it until then. The kick from out wide, and, nice kick, knocks it over. The Dragons go out to a big 52 points to 16 lead. I don't know whether anybody is too keen for any more rugby league to be played today. The Magpies will walk disconsolately up towards the halfway line. They've been soundly thumped here by the Dragons here at Collegians Sporting Complex. 52-16 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. About 40 seconds left. Kick goes down, and Michael Molo will bring it back for one of the last times. 14 tackle breaks by Hammer, not even half an hour gone. So he's having a big game. Well, there's a good, strong charge. Loco Tonga. And the siren has sounded, so that is the last carry of the game. Big Loco standing next to big Viliami Fafita. Well, there's some sides down in this New South Wales Cup side. Do you think any players will make their debut in the NRL this season? Well, for the Dragons, I don't think. I'm not sure. I would love to see Loco Tonga get a crack at NRL before the end of this season. So he's one player I'd love to see, but I don't think it will happen. I look through this team, and I look through our top 30, and there's there's really nobody else that I can see coming through that's going to make their debut. Alec Tuatavake, he looks like he's not going to be offered another contract, so I don't see any point in giving him his NRL debut. I think we've got what we've got. I don't think we're going to get too many debutants this year for the Dragons. There might be a few next year with quite a few of these young forwards coming into the side, coming into the top 30. Savelio Tamale, again, one that could have made his debut this season, but with him going to Canberra, I don't think he's going to get his debut either, despite the fact he's clearly playing good enough to get it. But, in any case, it's a great win for the Dragons as we see the last try there for Sione Finau streaking away to get the Dragons' final try to get us to 50, 52-16, the final score here. Thanks very much for joining us on the live stream. Yeah, I know we've had 2 debutants. Are we going to have any more, though, Jesse? That's the question. Are we going to have any more debutants this year? I know we've had 2, but are we going to have more? Can you stay on and update the Steelers game? No, I'm not going to stay on and update the Steelers game. You can follow on the website yourself. I'm not at the game. I can't see the game. There's nothing I can do to update you other than hit refresh on a website. So I don't know that there's too much point in that. We'll call it a day. Thanks very much for joining us. The Dragons 52-16 winners in the New South Wales Cup. Make sure you tune in from 8:30 p.m. Tonight, as we've got Jamie Soward and Bobby Law on the Mad Dragons podcast live show with all the panel members asking plenty of questions and doing a full NRLW preview. See you then.